Welcome to the Credo AI Trust Talks. Really excited to have my colleague here today, Chanaveer. Some preamble. These Credo AI Trust Talks are where we're looking to demystify kind of the newfangled terms on the horizon. AI is ever evolving, and so governance has to evolve with it. And so we have such an amazing brain trust of subject matter experts on these various topics at Credo AI. I am Lucas Stewart. I'm on the marketing team, and I'll be bringing on some of our subject matter experts to help define, demystify, assess the threat. And I'm joined here today by Chanaveer Kadapatti, our lead product manager, who is leading our Shadow AI discovery feature and also many other technical integrations and amazing things. Hi, Chanaveer. Thanks for coming on today. You want to introduce yourself briefly?
Hi, Lucas. Nice talking today and very excited to be on Credo AI Trust Talks. My name is Chanveer. I'm from Credo AI's product team based here in Bay Area, California.
Amazing. Yes, the heart of where it happens. So, Chanaveer, as soon as I heard the short term Shadow AI, on the scene, I get excited because it is such a illustrative word, but it also could mean 1,000 things. Isn't all AI kind of shadowy? So how are we defining shadow AI from a governance standpoint?
That's a great question, Lucas. I'd like to first state it that Shadow AI and Shadow AI governance is something that every enterprise should be interested in. We do hear many of our customers, prospects, actively asking about that. However, they also ask how should they go about Shadow AI governance. Now, when you talk about Shadow AI, it is fundamentally any AI that is ungoverned, any AI tool, solution, whether internally developed, externally hosted, a public service, or an internal application, web browser plugin, could be any of the solutions that use AI or that leverage AI, and where such solutions haven't been taken through an AI governance process or such solutions haven't been verified. This is what creates Shadow AI. Shadow AI is fundamentally an AI tool or solutions that enterprises aren't aware are being used within their organization. Could be used for any purpose, could be for productivity gains, could be for some other business purpose, but they do need to be governed, and that hasn't happened.
I love that perspective, that all else kind of perspective. So there's governed AI, or as we like to call it, if you take it through governance and Credo AI, trusted AI, and then everything else is shadow AI, if you think about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can quote a few examples or categories that come to my mind. Shadow AI can be a tool that processes, say, regulated data, uh, health information, personally identifiable information, or financial records from the FP&A department of a company, or if a company is in the banking business, actual financial records of end users. It can be an AI solution or service that is used or being used within the business workflows without IT team or governance team being aware of it, and that process the data. They can be tools that retain data, that with an AI backend probably are training themselves on the enterprise data, and that is now out in the public, the whole worldwide public. Um, it can be AI solutions that expose or that work with enterprise intellectual property data, data that can be used for competitive intelligence by anyone else. There are so many tools now that are getting AI enabled, and all of this, whether it's content generation, summarization, examples like AI assisted writing assistant, they all are potentially shadow AI tools.
I love those examples because it's kind of scary how there's like extreme dormant risks in the most casual of use cases. Like I use a lot of AI for everything, and I try not to sort of accidentally jump into my personal ChatGPT account to ask a question related to work if there's customer data in it, for example, right? Like that's a breach of data, and we're a startup, so maybe it's not the most harrowing example, like with HIPAA data or something like that. But a lot of the like shadow AI studies or unapproved AI usage at work that are coming out, they typically use these really casual examples like the personal ChatGPT account. Like 50% of AI tools that are used at work are not approved AI tools, or however much, right? Like this it's a really kind of an iceberg situation under the surface. But those risks you mentioned, are all of those dangerous risks present in like the most casual of shadow AI use cases? Me asking a question of a side app, basically like, is just one, hole going to sink the boat? Um, or are there varying levels, would you say?
I would say it depends on the business context, and it depends on how those tools have been leveraged, provisions, and guardrails put around those tools. These guardrails are not just technical guardrails, but even process and governance guardrails. The same tool can be a business safe tool, or the same tool is now potentially an AI enabled tool that shares internal company data with external an external audience. If I take example of say Notion AI, which is a content generation AI, Notion AI, if with an enterprise license and authorized for use with certain classification of data based on the risk rating and the risk analysis of that data in the organization, is probably okay to use. But maybe for some other kind of data in the particular organization, based on the industry regulations, the geography, the business context, the business model, and the internal thinking and the executive and the AI governance viewpoint, maybe in a different scenario, the same data and the same tool may not be compatible. So it's not just a pure technical decision, I will say. It really depends on what that AI governance output is, one time as well as continuous governance.
Great answer. Thanks for taking that. I love to ask creative questions off the cuff. And that's why we're here, Chanaveer, because I am, a little bit on the outside. I'm a marketer. And speaking of the more technical examples, so in my understanding of shadow AI, I look at this term shadow IT discovery and see, oh, this is an existing practice that exists. So at Credo AI, we love this term job to be done, right? And so you have shadow AI discovery, and then you have shadow IT, showing up in the logs of like network security systems. How do we reconcile the jobs to be done with whether it's security discovering a technology and governance kind of assessing risk and all that? Can you kind of explain, if you know what shadow IT is, and then how we extend and augment that with the governance paradigm?
Absolutely. I think that's a great question because that goes into the topic of collaboration and participation within an organization to ultimately achieve the aim of having a good AI governance process in place. When we say shadow IT is basically usage of any unapproved or unmonitored tool. This may be AI enabled or it may be a traditional IT tool. Shadow AI is a category of shadow AI that now goes far beyond shadow IT. It is not simply a tool that is leveraged with minimum context. Shadow AI is actually a tool that has certain intelligent capabilities, can understand data, can save data, can make use of that data, and use that context for even future actions or decisions. So shadow AI goes much beyond shadow IT. And here there's another key differentiator. When we talk about shadow IT or shadow AI, we also in that same sentence also talk about AI governance or getting visibility into how a AI tool is being used, what is the risk analysis, risk rating, the business context that is brought in, the industry regulations or policies that are brought in and used to take a decision on the tool. Now here when we say shadow shadow AI governance will take the raw data that is detected from shadow IT tools, shadow IT or shadow AI detection technical tools, and this AI governance process will take that through a formal process, a contextual analysis, collaborative workflows. These are kind of tools that come into play when we talk about AI governance or shadow AI and the governance of shadow AI. Now to go back to your question, how do the jobs to be done for shadow IT and AI governance team, how do we think about them in the same context? This is a partnership that I was talking about. Shadow IT in the realm of IT teams, this deals with handling the technical detection or the detection of tools being used. That is, tools uh, such as SASE or CASB or network security tools. These tools come into play. The IT team is involved. There's detection of shadow IT tools, which is output as log lines with some basic user access controls, basic policies that are defined, rule-based policies, and then the technical infrastructure that is meant to make all this happen.
Right.
Uh,
And that's so
yeah.
amazing that there is a technical answer to that, because I work with our customers where emailing the company what AI tools you're using is like incredibly inefficient in various ways, but they might not even know when the AI is within applications that they already had licenses for. So that's I definitely, my technical understanding of the shadow IT detection and logs falls short, but I see the essentiality of it.
Yeah, and really then the AI governance play comes into focus after that, because now we get into some important decisions such as risk assessment, policy definitions, compliance evaluations. These are the play of Credo AI as an AI governance platform. We will integrate closely with these network security tools, the SASE, CASB tools like Microsoft Defender, Zscaler, Netscope, and various other tools. We integrate with them. We take those basic logs and then take them through this exhaustive AI governance process, including collaboration between stakeholders. I should mention that whether it's a vendor collaborator, internal business user, an AI governance team member, an admin, or a reviewer, different roles, they all collaborate, give evidence, take the use case through governance workflow, and then give a certain decision. So that is what is the strong point of Credo AI.
I love that. Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with the value we deliver through governance, but this is very much a little bit of a specter on the horizon that our customers know is out there, and realistically, that iceberg under the surface situation. There's so much shadow IT, shadow AI being used more and more by everybody's becoming AI first, like as a worker, and there's company mandates to do that, but they're letting in a lot of AI they don't realize without governance. And so it's sort of, there's such a scalability problem with intake and security being involved. I really like where, the partnership between security and governance is kind of headed, because if it's not trusted AI, it's shadow AI, and it's potentially damaging, and it's just, it could be destructive. There are a lot of public, unfortunate, like enterprise examples of, trade secrets being leaked, and all the constantly changing permissions and terms of use on some of the AI applications. So if a worker is accidentally using their personal license, the terms and conditions could have completely changed overnight, and you might have just completely leaked, data or something like that. So it's so important to stay out top of mind on the risks associated with each of the, with every AI tool and the models, the underlying models. Speaking of the urgency, I know that you're a big stats guy. Can you share any kind of stats around that iceberg under the surface? So the existing situation with shadow IT and shadow AI, potential usage. Like if I'm from an enterprise, I don't know anything about the AI being used at our company. How much is going used ungoverned?
Oh, a lot. Our analysis understanding actually show that upwards of three-fourths, probably 75 to 85% of AI is going unknown or ungoverned. That is what companies are concerned about. More than 50% companies are actually looking at this very critically. 50% plus companies and our prospects and customers, they are very interested in getting their hands on this, getting visibility into 100% or comprehensive AI usage, and just making sure that the visibility and the risk analysis of those AI tools happen. So it is pretty high, I would say. No matter which metric we look at, we find more than 50%, 75%, 80 to 85% users being concerned about this.
That is extremely high. And for anyone who's daunted by that number, if you're like just beginning your AI governance journey, it's like, okay, there's so much shit. It's sometimes you almost don't even want to know what's lurking under the surface, but it's just so important to know what your non-starters are. For instance, to be able to assess on a risk-based level, right? It's like, it's about the risks associated with the models that are detected, and that risk management is sometimes not baked into the kind of security and detection paradigm. So that is really high. That's higher than I thought. So viewers and listeners may have enjoyed this this episode ad-free, and so for your listening pleasure, can we do a little plug here? Because I know that you're working on a design partnership of Shadow AI discovery tool. Can you explain how someone who's on an AI governance or security team could get involved with you and what that process would be?
Yeah, thanks, Lucas. We are very excited about the new initiative we are running. We are extending Credo AI to now also support shadow AI discovery and risk analysis features. If you go to Credo AI website, we now actually have a page open for prospects and customers to sign up with us for partnering in the design partnership program, as well as later on for the private preview program. The Shadow Discovery initiative within Credo AI will integrate with the network security tool that I just mentioned to you, different SASE, CASB, and other network security SIM tools. We will ingest logs, the basic discovery technical logs from these platforms, and show them in the context of AI governance. We will allow our end users to perform contextual analysis, apply formal governance workflows, collaborate between different internal external stakeholders, bring standard industry governance rules, as well as customer risk analysis frameworks on this shadow AI tools that have been detected, and take them through governance. We are also building, I must say, executive facing dashboards that determine or that showcase the usage of AI tools. So two sides of a coin. One is risk analysis and risk mitigation, but the second is also the adoption of AI. We will also showcase how AI is being adopted across the company, which can be used for decisions such as, is the organization adopting AI enough? Which parts of the organization are adopting AI more or less? And this data can be used for decisions on even fast tracking AI adoption. Risk analysis, governance, as well as AI adoption. These are some of the capabilities we are looking at in Credo AI Shadow AI Discovery feature, and we welcome our prospects to come and sign up on the public page to partner with us.
Wow, I love that, Chanaveer. I didn't know about the AI adoption motive. That just really sweetens the deal. Yeah, so anyone can. It is a partnership for select enterprises. If you're a governance or security leader at a Fortune 1000 enterprise, let's say, and are feeling this pain, you could request more info at credo.ai/shadow-AI-discovery, and work with the amazing Chanaveer. So just wanted to make that plug, since I know you've been working really hard on this. And something really cool that Credo AI does is, we're a lean startup, and this is a design partnership. So it's actually a chance to, to design the feature around the realities of this month, enterprise needs today, and to bake that into the process. So we love when our partners and customers can help design the future of what trusted AI governance looks like with us. So opening up that program. Well, thank you so much, Chanaveer. We'll keep the conversation short today, but this has been illuminating for me, and I hope it is likewise for anyone who catches this recording. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lucas. It was great talking to you.
Bye-bye.